Hello, everybody. I think this week I want to talk a little bit about the HPV vaccine, or what is known by brand name as Gardasil, because I find that this shot in particular really freaks people out. And so I want to kind of get down to where those issues lie and see if we can't come up with a plan that can get your kid protection without pushing you into a position that's really uncomfortable. Okay, so first off, talk to your own doctor. Y'all know that already. Second of all, okay, look, if you're an anti-vaxxer, nothing I say or do today is going to change your opinion on vaccines. So if you just want to turn this off, that is totally fine with me. I, at this point, at 40 years old, have decided that I'm going to relinquish concern over things I can't control. And if I can't help you understand why vaccines are helpful, I'm just going to leave it alone. So I'm not talking to those parents who generally don't vaccinate. The people I'm talking to, though, are the perfectly otherwise engaged parents who've given every shot we've ever recommended. And then somehow the HPV vaccine comes up and it's like, I don't know what happened. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the disease we're talking about. HPV, human papillomavirus, is a virus that causes warts. It causes pretty much every wart that you ever get. But there are some versions of it that also tend to lead to certain forms of cancer. We now have the ability to protect against the most cancer-causing versions of this virus in a vaccine. So let's back up a second. We have a cancer vaccine for a specific kind of cancer. Now, the most common cancer associated with HPV is cervical cancer, and I think we're finally beginning to understand the depths of just how interlocked those two things are. But that's not the only kind of cancer that HPV can cause. Because, women aren't the only ones who get it. It can also cause penile cancer in men, and it can cause head and neck cancers, so mouth, throat, those kind of structures, which is not real fun. All of that is HPV. HPV vaccine protocol has actually changed recently, so as long as you are vaccinated before your 15th birthday, it's a 2-shot series. If you're later than that, then it becomes a 3-shot series. So there's some benefit in getting it done early, because then you only have to do it twice, which for every kid is a major bonus. So none of that seems really scary to me. It's safe. I mean, we've been giving it since I've been in residency. I have no concerns about the safety of this vaccine. And I don't think many parents do either, unless you're generally concerned about vaccine safety. But again, not dealing with that today. What I think happens here, and please feel free to fill me in if I've got this totally wrong, is all about disease transmission. HPV can be transmitted through sexual contact. And so what I hear from parents sometimes is, well, I don't want to give her the shot because then it's like I'm giving her permission to have sex. Okay. I get that. I actually do understand that. From the parent perspective, it's like, I don't want you to drink and drive, but I'm going to let you have a beer whenever you want it. That seems somehow like a bad thing. And I get that. I don't think it's that simple. I don't think that's how kids' brains work, but I understand the concern. Here is my solution, and it's super simple and actually kind of dumb. Okay? The youngest age you can vaccinate against HPV is age 9. At age 11, kids get a second shot. They actually are going to get the MCV4, which is a meningitis vaccine. Why would you tell your child that the shot that they're about to get is a sexually transmitted disease? Why would we even have that conversation? I don't understand. I think we're making our own drama. I love y'all, but I think we've created our own drama. Because in general, kids don't ask. And I am a huge fan of answering what's asked of me and not giving them more information than they're ready for. And I think because we know it's a sexually transmitted infection, we kind of assume they know that too. They don't. They have no idea. Your 15-year-old may not know that. I'm going to guarantee that your 9-year-old doesn't know that. And if you bundle it in and with the 11-year shots, it's just like 2 shots at once. And we've done that through their whole childhood. Most kids never even think to ask. So why are we creating drama where there's no drama? Okay? So the next question is, what happens if they do ask? So I'm going to replay you a conversation I had with my 11-year-old recently when he got his 11-year shots. Because my kids are way over-medicalized. I'm a doctor, my husband's a nurse, my mother's a nurse, she lives with us. There's just nothing I can do about that. They know the medical questions to ask, and they tend to ask more than other kids do. So my son is freaking out a little bit about the shots, and he says, well, wait, Mom, what are these for? Like he's going to say no if I tell him and he doesn't think it's important. That's not going to happen, but okay. And I said, well, the first one's called MCV4, and it's to prevent meningitis. And the second one is called Gardasil, and it's to prevent the human papillomavirus. And he says, oh, that meningitis thing, what is that? I said, well, it's an infection around your brain. So then he asked me, is it going to turn my brain to guacamole? I swear that's what he said. And I said, yeah, probably. And he said, okay, yeah, that sounds bad. I can do that one. All right, dude, whatever. Well, what about this HPV thing? What is that? HPV, human papillomavirus, yeah. So it's a virus that causes cancer, actually. Huh. And he says, so what kind of cancer? And I said, well, cancer on your skin. Sometimes cancer on your private parts. That's kind of a bummer. And his eyes got about yay big, and he got real pale, and he said, I didn't even know that could happen. Yeah, okay, I'm good. And that was it. We gave him the shots. Okay. So my kid, despite all of his medical leanings and all of the questions he asked me, at no point ever asked me how you get these 2 viruses. Now, what would I have told him if he did? Well, you get meningitis like you get other things by sharing cups and utensils and stuff like that. You get HPV when your skin touches the skin of somebody else who has the virus in that spot. And it's passed from skin to skin. That's it. That's all you gotta say. So like I said, I don't understand completely what the concern is, but I do want to give you a tool that will allow you to give your child protection against HPV and at the same time not endorse behaviors you don't like. Because the fact is that at this point in the United States, HPV infects and kills more people than measles, mumps, and rubella combined. And yet people line up outside my door after the child's first birthday to get that shot. But you're not lining up for the one that in real time, in real life, in the life we live today, could save your child's life. And not just save their life. But I want to be really clear that the HPV-related cancers do not progress politely. They take things with them. They threaten your child's fertility. So if you want grandkids, this is kind of important, okay? But they also cause head and neck cancers. And I never want to be in a position to explain to my child why the doctor is taking out part of their jawbone and their tongue to eliminate a cancer that I could have prevented when they were 9 by simply getting them a set of vaccinations. So that is the battle we're talking about right now. And HPV really is a giant public health issue. So if you've got specific questions about your kid, please ask. If you've got concerns about the vaccine, I'm happy to answer them. But I just ask you, as we're getting ready to go back to school, as those sports physicals are coming up, when your doctor asks you, do you want the HPV vaccine? Think about saying yes, even if initially it backs you off. Because the truth is your child needs it. And it can be done in a way that still supports your moral and ethical beliefs. Hope everybody has a good week, has a good weekend. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.